Welcome to the world of Umamusume inside Minecraft. Thanks to the Umapyoi Mod by Maru-chan, we can transform our Minecraft characters into fully custom Umamusume models. When combined with the Sprint Racer map created by Flamingosaurus, we are able to run true competitive races featuring lap systems, themed courses, placement points, and functional items. The end result feels closer to Umamusume Party Dash than the original mobile game. To enhance mobility, we've added the Parkour mod, which dramatically changes how Umamusume characters navigate the track. The highlight is the fast run mechanic. Holding the fast run button greatly boosts speed, but drains stamina rapidly. If a Umamusume burns through her entire stamina bar, she enters a fatigue state, unable to sprint or perform movement actions until fully recovered. Parkour also adds additional advanced movement tools, such as dodging to avoid incoming items, sprint sliding to gain an additional burst of speed with the risk of slipping off the course, breakfall, charge jump, vaulting, wall jumping are all extra mobility options for stylish, skill-based racing. The Sprint Racer event consists of 4 race rounds and 1 Battle Royale round, and the final winner is determined by total points earned. For the race mode, higher placements earn more points. In an 8-player race, first place gets 8 points, second gets 7, and so on until 8th receives 1 point. For the Battle Royale mode, points are based on knockouts. The player with the most knockouts earns 8 points, second place earns 7, and it continues downward to 1 point for the lowest knockout amount. For both game modes, ties award equal points. A double 7th place finish gives both players 2 points. After the conclusion of all 5 rounds, the Umamusume with the highest total score becomes the champion of the day. And now, before we kick off our first race, let's meet today's trainers and the Umamusumes they've brought to the track. If you want to play along, before every race, choose one trainer to support. You will earn points equal to their finishing position. For example, if they get first, you get 8 points. If they get 6th, you get 3 points, and so on. Share your total in the comments. And they're off! All 8 Umamusumes having a good start here today at Laeto Forest. The weather here today is sunny and we are seeing all the Umamusumes ignore the stairs taking unnecessary fall damage. Umamusumes have crossed the first checkpoint as we are already seeing some items being used, including the TNTs. Another fall damage taken from all the Umamusumes. We are entering the first obstacle, which is the loop. Satono Diamond has crashed into the camera, but found her way to the loop straight after. Tassan Black is out in the front with Durandaru, Gold Ship, and Aston Machen following close behind. Satono Diamond trying to catch up, explodes the chicken. Enderman steals an item. Tayam Opero and Satono Diamond fall into the water. Durandar has overtaken Kitasan Black as the main front now. The rest of the pack are trying their best to catch up, but Kitasan and Durandar quite ahead as they are neck to neck. Tayam Opero is followed by the Mejiros as Gold Ship is surging right behind them. We have completed the first lap, but there are still 2 more laps left, so anything can change. At the front, Kitasan Black uses her TNT that she just obtained from the bridge. Rest of the Umamusumes also obtaining items as they go past the bridge. Kitasan Black is back in front as Durandar suffered the explosions. Gold Ship is holding on her slime trap with Satono right behind. The 2 are already going through the loop, and Tayam Opero joins in with Gold Ship, Satono Diamond, Mejiro McQueen following along. Tassan Black successfully slows down Durandar by hitting her with the slime trap. Tayam Opero is trying to throw the TNT across the pond, however it gets stuck on the cliff, explodes into Gold Ship as she falls down the pond. Tayam Opero still has TNT left as she is following right behind Satono Diamond. Meanwhile, Kitasan Black is completely on her own now. Durandar trying her best to catch up, however Satono Diamond knocks out Durandar with her snowballs. The rest of the pack have also completed the second lap as they are entering the final lap. Mejiro Ardan going through the corner. Did we just see Gold Ship slide into the tree? Meanwhile, Kitasan is still on her own. Far behind are Aston Machen, Satono Diamond, Mejiro Ardan, Gold Ship, and Mejiro McQueen. Kitasan is still alone. Finally entering the loop is Satono Diamond with Mejiro Ardan right behind her. Gold Ship decided that walking is enough for her. Long time no see, Durandal is back in the pack. In front of her, Aston Machen runs out of stamina. Kitasan Black near the goal and is first place. Mejiro Ardan hopping through the boulder. Right behind her is Gold Ship, and Aston Machen decided that swimming is faster. This is getting tight. Mejiro Ardan and Gold Ship are entering the final road with Aston Machen and Durandar right behind. Gold Ship whips past and slides into second place. Following behind is Durandar beating Mejiro Ardan by nose. Aston Machen was actually on her second lap. At 5th place is Tayam Opero still holding on to her TNT. What happened to Satono Diamond behind the scenes? She is all the way back here. Never mind, it is all clear. You guys can see her trader has been knocked out, which sent her back to a very far away checkpoint. Satono Diamond is entering the final road. The goal is right in front of her and she places 6th. Mejiro McQueen is also nearing the goal, just has to jump over these slime blocks, and there is the goal right in front of her. Goes past it. Where's McQueen trying to? Okay, she's 7th. All the way back here, we have gotten the forgotten Aston Machan, who probably got lost in the middle of the round and has to do another lap compared to the others. Goes through the wooden obstacles, and now she just has to jump over the cliff, which she does. And now the goal is within her reach as she gets 8th place. For the next race, Winter is swapping his Umamusume to Neo Universe. And they're off! This time in race course number 2 is Retro Synthwave, a beautiful neon-lit cyber city. Straight away, the Umamusumes have to run up the stairs. The gold ship just fell down! While the other Umamusumes are splitting into 2 different routes, connected into one huge booster that warps them into the next passage. The lead is currently heavily contested between several Umamusumes, including Teiem Operao, Neo Universe, and Aston Machan. Behind them follows Mejiro Ardan and Durandar, and further back we have Satono Diamond and Mejiro McQueen. The Umamusumes are running through the building now, where they have to climb several stories, and awaiting them is a booster that connects to another road that goes through the city. Currently, the top tier is contested by Durandar and Neo Universe, with Mejiro McQueen, Mejiro Ardan, and Aston Machan right behind their tails. We are about to enter lap 2 as the Umamusumes see the goal line right in front of them, with several sounds of traps being planted. The Umamusumes continue to refresh their items. Heading into the next checkpoint, Aston Machan overtakes the lead, with Mejiro McQueen and Neo Universe right behind her. The 4 Umamusumes follow the trail of Aston Machan, while Durandar decides to go her own way. Coming off the booster first is Mejiro McQueen, who is now leading the line, running to the steep curve where Aston Machan falls down. While rest of the Umamusumes are entering the booster, Neo Universe runs out of stamina while being slowed down by snowballs. Durandar and Mejiro Ardan come surging in, however Neo Universe still takes the lead, but Durandar and Mejiro Ardan are still keen to overpass her. After those two are Mejiro McQueen, Teiem Operao, Satono Diamond, and Gold Ship, who has recovered despite falling down at the very start of the map, and now she gets hit by lightning. What is going on? Neo Universe and Durandar heading into lap 3 with Satono Diamond, Mejiro McQueen, Mejiro Ardan, Teiem Operao, and Gold Ship, who has recovered, following alongside as well. Durandar gets struck by a squid. She is paralyzed and cannot move. And now Neo Universe is all alone at the top. Durandar manages to recover before Mejiro McQueen, Satono Diamond catch up. Entering the booster first is Neo Universe, with Durandar, Satono Diamond, Mejiro McQueen, Teiem Operao, and Gold Ship following behind them. At the front, Durandar overtakes Neo Universe. However, Neo Universe does not want to give up the spot so easily, taking it back. Right behind them is also heavily contested between Satono Diamond, Teiem Operao, and Gold Ship. Running up the building first is Durandar, with Neo Universe, Gold Ship, and Teiem Operao all following very tightly. As McQueen and Satono also arrive to the scene, jumping on the platform, entering the final spurt is Durandar. Can she keep her lead as Neo Universe, Gold Ship, and Teiem Operao are chasing right after her? Durandar is first, with Gold Ship second, Teiem third, Satono fourth, Ardan fifth, Neo Universe 6, Mejiro McQueen 7th, and the last remaining Umamusume is Aston Machan. I hope none of you forgot about her. After falling off the map earlier, she was sent to a checkpoint that is ages old, and that's why she was left behind this far. It is a mystery how Gold Ship managed to get second despite also falling off the map. How did she do that? Aston Machan is aiming to at least get 8th here before the time runs out, so she can secure 1 point instead of 0 points, which is looking like it won't be a problem. 8th place goes to Aston Machan. For the next race, Winter is swapping his Umamusume to Silent Suzuka. And they're off! The third race course is the Petra Resort. The Umamusumes have to go down the mountain. Okay, Gold Ship went a bit too far. After safely landing onto the water pool, there is a platform built on top of the ocean waiting them. Next, they have to curve around the entire island while Gold Ship is trying to illegally enter the building. At the very front currently is Silent Suzuka, with Teiem Operao just catching up, with Durandar, Mejiro Ardan, and Aston Machan also not so far behind. Suzuka just got sent back after falling down, and Gold Ship follows suit. At the front now is Teiem Operao, with Durandar, Aston Machan, Ardan, and Silent Suzuka trying to catch back up. Up the stairs, and lap 1 is finished. The Umamusumes have to once again drop down into the cave, where then they have to climb all the way back up. Satono Diamond and Gold Ship trying to catch up to the group in front of them, while Mejiro McQueen is nowhere to be seen. Measure Ardent is throwing missiles right at Tame Opero and Aston Machan, overtaking them, and now is leading the line. A few blocks back is Silent Suzuka and Durandar going toe-to-toe. Aston Machan exits the map accidentally as Ardent jumps over the platform to make a shortcut. Mejiro Ardent is currently running away with it with Tame Opero, Aston Machan, Durandar, Gold Ship, Suzuka, and Satono Diamond all lined up. The two different routes are connected into one final stair where the Umamusumes are entering the final lap. The 6 Umamusumes are jumping down while Mejiro Ardent is completely on her own now. The pack hasn't given up yet as Durandar, Gold Ship, Aston Machan, Silent Suzuka, and Satono Diamond are all trying their best to catch up. We are seeing several items being used, including the squid, which blinded the top lead. Despite all that, Mejiro Ardent is still on her own in the front, and Durandar just knocked out Gold Ship using her snowballs. Mejiro Ardent decides to not go for the shortcut and keep it safe, with the rest of the Umamusumes following suit. With the Umamusumes moving up, we have arrived at the final pathway that leads to the stairs to the finish line. Will Ardent get the goal? Yes, she will, with Aston Machan second, Durandal third, Silent Suzuka fourth, Tame Opero gets fifth despite running out of stamina, Satono 6th, Gold Chip 7, and Mach Queen 8th. For the next race, Winter is swapping his Umamusume to Kopano Riki. And they're off for the final racecourse of the day at Shroom Spring, a vibrant fantasy racecourse full of mythical mushrooms. Right off the bat, the first obstacle is a gigantic pond where the Umamusumes have to swim or jump over the mushrooms. After bypassing the pond, the Umamusumes have to round the corner where they are greeted with fences that they have to zigzag over. Once the Umamusumes successfully go through the fences, they are now greeted with a launch pad from the mushroom where they have to use an elytra. Using an elytra, they have to go through the circles. However, there is a problem. None of the trainers have trained the Umamusumes on how to use the elytra. This is going to be a struggle. Which Umamusume is going to learn how to use an elytra first? Where is Satono Diamond going? Gold Ship is following Satono Diamond. Meanwhile, Mejiro Ardent, the Unbreakable Glass, is the very first Umamusume to successfully complete the elytra, where she drops down and enters the cave. Back outside, Kopano Riki successfully completes the elytra as well, with Mejiro McQueen and Tame Opero also following right behind her. With the 3 Umamusumes dropping down, they will go through the checkpoint, entering the underground mushroom area where Mejiro Ardent is completely ahead on her own again. Jumping behind her is Mejiro McQueen, with Kopano Riki right behind. All the way back in the elytra zone, Durandal finally learns how to use the elytra as she slowly goes down the cave as well. Mejiro Ardent is completely on her own as she heads to the fence zone. Behind her is Kopano Riki and Mejiro McQueen crossing the river. All the way back is Durandal finishing up the mushroom underground zone, where then she would have to use the emerald jump pad to exit the cave. And now she is ready for lap 2, or now where did she jump to? Where is Satono Diamond flying into? Huh? What? Gold Ship just disappeared! Honestly, I don't know what is going on, but Mejiro Ardent is still leading as Tame Opero, Kopano Riki, and Mejiro McQueen are all right behind her. Dropping down the cave first is Tame Opero, with McQueen and Kopano Riki being next. Seems like Durandal managed to get back into the ground as she is going through the zigzag zone into the elytra zone. Going back to front is Mejiro Ardent entering the final lap on her own now. Behind her is Kopano Riki with Mejiro McQueen gassed out. Something probably happened for Tame Opero to be back behind those two, but we will never know. Thank you, cameraman. Durandal is now entering the cave with no one to contest against, swimming into the shore and off to the mushroom area. At the front is still Mejiro Ardent. McQueen goes too fast. Gold Ship diving lesson. Durandal is still running alone, trying her best to find all her friends. Back in the outside perspective, Mejiro McQueen is followed by Aston Machan. Where did she come from? Durandal also reaches the pond, and she is throwing Ender Pearls, but it's not working. What? Meanwhile, Tame Opero is successfully going through the elytra zone. Behind her is Mejiro McQueen, who just hit the circle's outer layer. Mejiro Ardent has also failed as she smashes into a mushroom. The lead has definitely changed because Kopano Riki is first. A few blocks behind her was Tame Opero, who has run out of stamina, slowly walking into the goal, taking her time to reach the goal as she recovers and slides in. All the way back is Mejiro McQueen and Satono Diamond entering the final checkpoint of the underground cave. As she goes past the checkpoint, she is greeted with the jump pad, which leads to the final spurt into the finishing line. Here comes Mejiro McQueen. Wait, why did she turn back? She's taunting Mejiro Ardent as she throws a snowball into her face. This is the wrong Mejiro rivalry. Durandal finally drops down into the cave, going through the underground mushroom zone for the final lap. Wait a second, where did Satono Diamond go? I swear she was behind Mejiro McQueen at one point. Final jump for Durandal. Oh, there she is! Satono Diamond behind her. However, there's not enough time as Durandal gets 5th place. Soon after, Satono Diamond also jumps out of the cave as she clinches the 6th place. Now we are going really far back as Aston Machan is going through the zigzag zone into the mushrooms while Gold Ship has completely given up and is just using the mushrooms as a trampoline. Aston Machan still hasn't given up as she is successfully going through the rings, goes down the cave, and she disappears because time is up. The final round, Battle Royale between the Umamusumes have begun. Right off the bat, Durandal backflips and detonates the TNT. Mixed in with the explosion, Taeyam gets the first knockout against Gold Ship as Durandal and Taeyam are now battling it, and Durandal defeats Taeyam Opero, and Gold Ship comes back and begins circling around Durandal. Out of nowhere, Taeyam Opero appears, and then Measure McQueen also joins in by front flipping, which completely took the attention of Gold Ship, making her chase after her grandpa. Here comes Enderman, who is stealing an item from either Taeyam Opero or Satono Diamond. Taeyam Opero is back leading the KOs as Aston Machan Durandal is joining in, throwing missiles left and right, explosion chaos. What is going on? Here comes Mejiro Arden also front flipping as she gets knocked out by Durandal, who is back leading the top KOs now. Gold Ship is chasing after Durandal, who is on fire, and behind that is Aston Machan slowly stalking Gold Ship. And here comes Satono Diamond also chasing after Aston Machan. Everyone's chasing after everyone. Suddenly we have arrived at the corner where every single Umamusume is here. Taeyam Opero is back again leading as she's fighting in the bathroom against Satono Diamond. Kopanariki. Gold Ship also joins in as she detonates her TNTs, then successfully knocks out Taeyam Opero to become the leader of the knockouts. Only part of the room to be exploded by Mejiro McQueen, who defeats Kopanariki, exits the place, and there was Taeyam Opero waiting for her, who claims knockout against Mejiro McQueen. The thing about this battle royale is that every single time the Umamusume uses their inflated bat to knock out each other, it's actually the trainers who are meat shielding them and taking the damage instead. As you guys can see, all of the leftovers of the trainers on the ground, it is them who's actually taking the damage and not the Umamusumes. Currently, Taeyam Opero is back again, claiming the top spot as Durandal and Kopanariki are fighting it out with Mejiro Arden joining in the fight. Durandal uses the explosion, Taeyam Opero joins in, Arden front flips again as Aston Machan joins in. We got 3 Umamusume just circling around each other without actually dealing too much damage. Never mind, Taeyam gets another knockout and proceeds to get another one. Now she has 11 knockouts in total. Mejiro McQueen is throwing TNTs one after another, and here comes Gold Ship, who is also throwing TNTs. This is a battle between who has more bombs. Mejiro Arden and Taeyam Opero are fighting it out. McQueen accidentally knocks herself out. Meanwhile, Mejiro Arden is throwing 1, 2, 3, 4 TNTs. However, the knockout counts for Taeyam Opero. Satono Diamond, Kopanariki, Durandal, Mejiro Arden, Mejiro McQueen, everyone is here. Everyone is throwing items at each other. Taeyam Opero is also here. We are witnessing several knockouts in this one gigantic living room right now. Explosions, missiles, snowballs. One thing for sure, no human being would willingly come into this living room currently. Here we got a one-on-one between Gold Ship and Kopanariki. Then here comes Aston Machan, who cleans up the fight and claims another knockout against Kopanariki. Exiting the house, we got Satono Diamond and Taeyam Opero fighting it out in the backyard as Satono claims the win. And now we are reaching the final 1 minute for the battle royale. The weather is getting harsher. Something's building up. It's a great lightning strike to the ground. Taeyam Opero, despite all that, gets another victory as she heads inside the building for safety. Meanwhile, outside, there is still a thunderstorm going on as it crashes down the building. Gigantic damage, but not as much. Mejiro McQueen throwing bombs left and right. Gold Ship is back being on top of the leaderboard and gets another knockout. Missiles are being thrown at non-stop as all the Umamusumes are trying to get as much knockouts as possible within the last 30 seconds. And with that knockout, Taeyam Opero is once again back being the top of the leaderboards, but Gold Ship is still going at it alongside Kopanariki, Aston Machan, Durandal, Mejiro McQueen. Everyone is trying their best to accumulate as many knockouts as possible. Here comes Mejiro Arden and Satono Diamond joining in the chaos. Satono Diamond is top of the leaderboard. She came out of nowhere. Can she keep it up? We got another Enderman robbing someone's item off. Taeyam Opero is back again at top of the leaderboards. Final 5 seconds. Can anyone overtake her, or will Taeyam Opero claim this victory? Yes, she will. The top 3 has been decided. Third place goes to Trainer Winter with 27 points, settling with Kopanoriki. In second place comes Trainer Azor, who was using Teim Operao at 29 points. Only 1 point difference. And at first place comes Durandal, who carried her trainer Shiny. Today's champion produced 30 points in total. That officially concludes today's video. I hope all of you enjoyed it as I put my absolute best effort into it. If you all want more, please feel free to tell me in the comments. I'm also willing to hear which Umamusume you would like to see next. Though I do have to mention not all have been added to the Umapyoi Mod yet, including my personal 2 favorites. Once again, I want to thank you for watching till the end and hope to see you in my next video.